What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We got a pretty sweet knife that we're going to be taking a look at today. Something special, something sweet, that's for sure. But before we get too far into this, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to our channel. It's because of you we continue to make content. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below or the little logo in the corner. Then hit the bell icon. That'll let you know when we make new content. You can also head over to Instagram and like us at WorkKnifeBalance939. If you like our content, you want to send us something to review, we'll go ahead and send you back one of these sweet stickers and some swag with your knife after we're done reviewing it and looking at it. We like to do a fast turnaround on all that stuff. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this. Before we get into this though, full disclosure, this is a little knife and I absolutely love this knife. This has already jumped on my list of things to buy. This will probably be joining my collection not too far down the road. But this is a knife from the Pass Around group, so it is not mine as of now. We're going to be taking a look at a Tackom knife. This is going to be an OTF from Takcom. OEM on this is Best Tech. But we're going to be taking a look at the Takcom Lil Stubby OTF right here. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You can see that carbon fiber inlay. You got the black aluminum alloy handle material there with the carbon fiber inlay on there. This thing is definitely fits in your hand. You can definitely conceal that pretty easily there, but it is really nice. The ergos on this, for what it is, are absolutely fantastic. And the little actuator for the, this is a double action out and in on the OTF here, feel absolutely beautiful when you operate that too. It is not an ambidextrous pocket clip, so you only get the one side carry on that, but it is absolutely beautiful. And you get a cool little lanyard hole. So if you want to put a lanyard on your OTF, you can put a lanyard on there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this knife. Oh, so snappy. This thing is absolutely ridiculously fun to play with. The action on this is so beautiful for what it is, just being that small little knife as it is right there. Let's go ahead and get some quick measurements and overall comparisons with this bad boy. Tip to tail, we are looking at about 5.4-ish on the overall length. Looking at exactly 2 inches on that blade there. So 5.4 overall, 2-inch blade on there. This is definitely a small knife. Go ahead and do some folding knife comparisons. We've got our Rat 2 down below, and we'll go ahead and put the Rat 1 up above there. So you can see it is a small knife, smaller than that Rat 2, definitely smaller than the Rat 1. Go ahead and pull out the Spyderco comparisons that we have on our normal comparison charts here. Got the Para 2 up top, and we'll go ahead and put the Para 3 down below. So if you got any of those four knives, kind of gives you a good comparison of what you should be looking for in the size of this one right here. Now, full disclosure, I did not really expect to like this knife as much as I did. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, this will be something cool. This will be something sweet to kind of look at, put on the channel, and get some ideas on what people's thoughts and opinions are about this little stubby knife. But I absolutely love the Wharncliffe blade on this. I think Wharncliffe and Sheepsfoot are probably some of the most useful blades that you can get out there. And so the fact that this has a Wharncliffe blade, you can also get it with a spear tip, but this one comes in the Wharncliffe blade, is pretty wicked. It's definitely one of the coolest things about it is you've got the OTF with the Wharncliffe on there. The blade material on this, it doesn't say it anywhere. I had to look it up online, but the blade material on this is 154 cm, so you come in with a really good blade material. You're not in that quite premium material, but you're definitely not budget blade material. 154 cm is that mid-grade material, and it's one of my favorites, to be honest. 14C and 154 kind of go back and back in my mind, but definitely a solid blade material for this. You get the stone-washed blade on there, so it looks really good. And they did a hardness, an HRC of 59 to 60, so you get a pretty good hardness on this blade for what it is here. Just from the pictures I've seen, really love the Wharncliffe over the Spear Point. I know it's not your typical stabby shooty out OTF with the Wharncliffe blade on it, but I don't think that's what this is designed for being as small as it is. And for having a couple other smaller OTFs, this is definitely the most comfortable. It feels phenomenal in hand, gives you just enough to the thickness, and there's almost a contoured feeling. I believe the scales are slightly contoured, but there's almost a contoured feeling to it because the inlays on the carbon fiber are actually raised up. So when you hold it in your hand, it feels really good. This pocket clip doesn't quite protrude a ton, so you don't have to worry about it there. It is a little bit of a deep carry pocket clip, and the screws kind of recess right in there. So that's something that's really nice. It slides in and out of the pocket really easy and gives you really good retention on that. It's just going to be a steel alloy clip, so there's nothing about it that's stainless steel. It's nothing about it that's going to be anything like special or spectacular. But one thing that I thought was kind of weird is I would have preferred to have all of the hardware on the same side as the clip, so then you could have a fully flush clean side without the hardware. I know this is kind of a design choice and look to have those there, but if you had a fully clean side with no hardware, I think that would look really sleek versus having the clean side that has no hardware have a giant clip covering it up. Personally, I just would have flipped those around to put the hardware on this side so you had a really nice clean look on this side over here for a show side. But that's just my opinion, and I know this is a choice that a lot of people like, the 6 little hardware pieces coming out there because it kind of patterns it out and makes it look good too. So just a design choice. The button is ridiculously easy to actuate, and it is ridiculously comfortable as well. This thing is, for the size, more ergonomically satisfying than I would say other smaller knives that are out there as well. So there's not a lot to really say about this knife. I thought it was a joke at first when I first started messing around with it. I'm really glad it's not. These come in at about 180, 190 bucks, I believe. So you can still pick them up. They are still available on Tackom's website. They're $189.95. Looking at it right now. You can settle that for 4 payments of $47.49 if that's what you want to do. You can get the bayonet spear tip style, or you can get the Wharncliffe style. We'll go ahead and put that link down below. And one thing that's really cool is if this comes and it's a lot smaller than what, you get 30-day returns through Tackom's website. So you can return it, no problem, if it's not your style after you get it in. I fully think this is going to be one of my favorite OTFs that I add to my collection. This one is the pass around, so it's not mine, but I will be picking one of these up shortly because I think, one, the Wharncliffe blade style is probably one of my favorites, and it's one of the most useful for OTF. And 2, this is so unaggressive that you could pull this OTF out at a workplace and no one would think twice, I don't think. 1, because it has the Wharncliffe, and 2, because of the size. It's not going to be as threatening as a name any OTF that you want to pull out that people are going to freak out about. So, yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. I really like this knife. I think it's really good for the cost. I think it's really good for the action, everything that comes with it. You don't have much, there's not side-to-side blade play. I have a little up and down. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a little up and down blade play, but it's under 200 bucks. For what you get here, I think this is phenomenal. For 200 bucks, I don't think there's any other EDC OTF out there. The ultimate California legal EDC knife too. So this is under 2 inches, California legal. That's kind of cool. Not many OTFs out there are legal in California like that, but this definitely is under 2 inches. At least that's what they're claiming on their website. Check your local laws before you go ahead and buy this, but I think it's pretty sweet. Yeah, really impressed with Best Tech, and Tackom is putting out some pretty cool stuff too. So until next time, TTFN.